Weather. After rain comes fine weather. Weather is the best start of communication in the UK. Maybe it is because weather is so changeable on the British Isles that British people used to say that they have weather, not a climate. And there are a lot of poems about the weather and climate. This is my favorite one. Whenever the weather is cold, or whenever the weather is hot, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. Whenever the weather is hot, or whenever the weather is cold, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether we're young or we're old. Whenever the weather is good, or if ever the weather be bad, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether we're happy or sad. Of course, we can read it a little bit different. Listen. Whenever the weather is cold or whenever the weather is hot, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. Whenever the weather is hot or whenever the weather is cold, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether we're young or we're old. Whenever the weather is good or if ever the weather be bad, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether we're happy or sad. Will you try? After reading that poem, you have already known that the weather can be cold, hot, good, or bad. Let's look at other types of weather. It can be rainy, stormy, snowy, cloudy, sunny, cloudy and sunny, cloudy and sunny. If we look at the thermometer, we can say that it is hot or warm outside, or cold. Sometimes, to describe extremely cold weather, we can say freezing or chilly. You should notice the signs fog or ice on the road and be especially careful if you are driving a car. Some more examples of weather are here. When raindrops and snowflakes fall down together, we call it sleet. When you can see small but rather heavy icy snowballs falling down from the cloud, instead of mild and soft snowflakes, we call it hail. Myriads of tiny droplets of water in the air, which actually looks like fog, we call mist. When it's misty outside, you can see better. While in fog, when it's foggy, you can see nothing. And also after the rain, sometimes we can see a rainbow. There are some more horrible examples of really bad weather. Look. Thunderstorm. We can see lightning, and hear thunder. One even more worse example of terrible weather is tornado. To describe all kinds of weather, we use adjectives. To say about the weather that we like, we use such words as good, great, nice, fine, lovely, beautiful, wonderful, excellent, gorgeous, pleasant. Or opposite, to say about the weather we don't like at all, we'll say bad, awful, terrible, nasty, lousy, foul, rotten, miserable, unpleasant, dull. British people talk about the weather all the time because it changes all the time. The weather seems to be a kind of a national obsession. As weather is an absolutely neutral topic of conversation, it's usually safe to use it to strike up a talk. At the bus stop, in a shop, or with a neighbor over the garden fence. Let's look how we can start a dialogue. Lovely day. It's turned out nice. It's tipping down. It's a bit chilly. Wrap up. Terrible weather, isn't it? What's the forecast for this day? It's chucking it. It's 5 degrees below zero. Let's learn how to answer. Lovely day.
Well, at least it's not too hot.
It's turned out nice.
This is very changeable weather with a high chance of rain.
It's tipping down.
Nice weather, isn't it?
It's a bit chilly. Wrap up.
The air is clean and crisp.
Terrible weather, isn't it?
It's cold and dark all the time.
What's the forecast for this day?
Cloudy and windy day coming up.
It's chucking it.
I just hate the rainy season.
It's 5 degrees below zero.
In winter, it reaches minus 35 degrees.
Well, I offer you to learn what the weather is like in Britain today. I'm going to call one of my friends and to ask him about the weather. Hi, Luke. How's the weather this morning in Cambridge? What's the temperature?
In the morning, I think, first thing, we're looking at 12 or 13 Celsius, maybe a 14 Celsius.
What's it like outside? What weather will be in the daytime?
The big story today probably going to be the gusty winds into this afternoon. Maybe just a small chance of an isolated shower up around the Wash, and some of those showers could contain some hail and thunder in them.
Wow, pretty cold. And what about the weather forecast for tomorrow?
Then for tomorrow, on Wednesday, it's another rather blustery day coming up with sunny spells. It won't be as windy as today. High temperatures 11 to 13 Celsius.
Thanks, Luke.
Thank you.
Well, whenever the weather is cold or whenever the weather is hot, wonderful or miserable, awful or pleasant. We must know that there is no bad weather. There are bad clothes,